It's helped me with PTSD. I used to go to bed shaking, literally shaking, because I was so shocked and so terrified. TMI for anyone who has a soft stomach, but I am going to share this. Literally purged out so many parasites. What is frog medicine? What is Kambo? What is this Amazon frog? Today I'm going to be going over exactly what this is. Welcome back to this channel. I'm Chica, your conscious mentor, and I'm really excited to talk about Kambo. What exactly is Kambo? What are the benefits of Kambo? And why it's a medicine that I am a carrier of, and what made me come to this path of becoming a carrier and receiving and supporting the channel of the medicine of the frog. So I'm really excited to go into this video. Before we get into the video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, put notification bells. I do these videos every single week for you beautiful souls, and you can learn more about shadow work, healing, angel numbers, moon energy, and so much more to help you on your shadow work and healing, as well as plant medicine. So if that interests you, make sure you subscribe, put notification bells. If you feel called to sit with me as a ceremony in Kambo, I will put that information down below. You can contact me via email or through my Instagram and let me know that you would like to sit with me in ceremony, and we can kind of go from there. If you want to work with me one-on-one, as well as my retreats and my courses, all that information is down below. There's a lot of ways that I can support you. So I will let you look and see if you feel called to. Let's get into the video of Kambo and what exactly it is and what this medicine's all about. So I actually started going into the space of Kambo, or at least learning about Kambo, over a year ago. I think it was really when I started to notice that health issues started to come again. And when I say come again, I've been battling endometriosis for over 8 years, knowing it consciously, but I really think it really started way before that. You know, they do say that the cells of endometriosis is there. It will develop. Some people never really develop it, but when I went through a big traumatic experience in my life, that was enough stress to eventually have the flare-ups and see the physical formations of endometriosis. So through that, along with going through depression and anxiety after my trauma, I went through this huge body shutdown. So I was constantly on over 10 medications, and it was just so much. I felt so disconnected. I felt like I was numbing my body, which is what I was doing. I was numbing my body, and one day I woke up and my conscious self, a voice was like, you need to stop this. You need to reconnect with your body. And that's when I started my journey of healing. That's when I started to step into this path. And now in the space of a medicine woman and being a healer and a shadow work healer and mentor. So that's kind of how the beginning before I got into Kambo. And then ironically enough, when I started to go deeper into my work and be a space holder, one of my good friends, love him, he's amazing, he was like, Shika, you know, and he's like this definitely like God kind of energy to him. He's very stoic, he's very calm when he speaks, and it's just this energy that you're like, everything he says stills a room. Like it's whatever he says, you listen to it, because there's just so much medicine that's there. So he's like, you should sit with Kambo. And I'm like, what's Kambo? And he's like, frog medicine. And I'm like, I don't know about frog medicine. I don't know if it feels like it calls to me. A few months later, he brings it up again. And I kid you not, I was going hiking, I started seeing all these frogs. I would see like a frog sticker, I would see someone wearing a frog t-shirt, like just absurd frogs everywhere. And I was like, what is going on? And then I sit and I had a dream, multiple dreams of frogs. For me, when I start to have it in my dream state, I know that I'm not listening to something and there's something I need to listen to deeper. So that was a big initiation for me, like being like, are you listening? And it's funny, so many times we get so many signs, but it's not the sign we want, so we don't listen. And then Spirit's like, you're not listening to me, so let me just come into your dreams, which I'll be doing a video on lucid dreaming really soon. So perfect timing on talking about that. So story time continues. Then I go into this point where I finally find a practitioner I feel called to, and I sit with them. And this is one of the biggest advice I can give anyone. If you are interested in Kambo, by the end of this, find a practitioner that is actually trained. This is huge. And ask them, like, where did they get their training? Like, ask any space holder that does medicine, plant medicine, please ask them. That is really important. I talk about ways and things to ask before you go into a plant medicine ceremony. So I have another video on that, but this is really huge. Like, ask them. That's big. I am trained under IASP, which is a foundation founded by Peter Gorman, who recently passed away. And the timing of his passing and there was just a lot of synchronizations. I was lucky to chat with him via message, and then also through his spirit when he crossed over. And I'm really grateful for that. He is the founder of Kambo for North America. He brought Kambo to the Western culture. And you might have heard of his book called Sapo, which I would highly suggest reading if you are interested in Kambo. It's a beautiful book. It talks about his journey going to the Amazon and how he brought it to Western culture and learning about what sapo is, which is another word for Kambo, depending on what region that you go to, which I'll go into in a bit. So I end up taking Kambo. As soon as I sit with Kambo, Kambo was like, "This is your medicine." And I kid you not, I knew all in my body, all in my bones, all in my soul being that I knew that I didn't know much about Kambo. It felt like I knew it for lifetimes, which I then found out I did. I did serve medicine in past lives, this specific exact medicine along with other ones. And I'm getting the permission to serve it again in this lifetime for other people, which is so beautiful. So I go through this, and keep in mind 8 months before, I was doing enemas to get rid of candida, parasites, bile buildup in my liver and my gallbladder. There were all these things happening. I was gaining a lot of weight. My body was just feeling like it was shutting down. And when I sat with Kambo, it was like, we're going to heal all this. TMI for anyone who has a soft stomach, but I am going to share this because I think it's important. I went to the bathroom and I literally purged out so many parasites. I've never even knew there were that many parasites in my body. Just think of the most amount you can possibly think in a toilet. Yes. So that was what happened. It was just all of these parasites coming out of my body. And I was like, what is going on? This is not normal. And when I walked away from that ceremony, not only did my physical body feel lighter, but my spirit felt lighter. And that started my journey of Kambo. Fast forward to over a year later, from that moment I had that first initiation, I knew I was going to serve it. I just wanted to really build the connection of the spirit with Kambo first. And that's one thing that I would share for anyone who is on that similar journey as me, is really connecting with any medicine that you feel connected to, any path, any type of modality of healing. Please take your time to connect with the lineage, to connect with the spirit, to connect with what is there, the practices. There is no rush. I think a lot of people in today's world get so rushed into certifying and getting certified in things, and then they forget the integrity of actually being a space holder, and it actually starts way before that. So one of the biggest things I can share is that if you are a space holder and want to be a space holder in any way, any modality. So that's kind of my journey of how I started. Let's get into what exactly is Kambo, because I've been getting questions of it. I did a live recently and I've been sharing it more, and I think it would be helpful for people who do come across this as well. So Kambo is a frog that is in the Amazon, usually found in Peru, but can also be found in Brazil and Colombia. And it is a tree frog. It is called a Filamendusa tree frog in the Amazon. It is so cute. Maybe I'll find a picture here and share it with you guys. And my goal next is to actually go and spend some time with the frogs and really connect with them. This frog medicine is beautiful. They call it the V. I'm not going to say it because I'm going to type it here, of the Amazon, because it heals a lot of things. Historically, there's been lots of stories of different things. The coolest story I've heard was that there was a whole village that was really sick back in the day, and then they used this, beautiful frog medicine and basically healed the whole village from dying. So such a beautiful stories that I've heard, and it's so powerful. There's going to be a lot of questions about frog medicine I will answer. So do you actually take the frog? No, it's actually a very ceremonial experience of how they have the Kambo medicine, which is actually the secretion of the frog. And what they do is the mates, which are basically the maestros, the shamans of the area, and what they do is they sing and make the sound of the frog, and the frogs will come down, and that is a sign that they are willing to give and offer their medicine to humankind, to the being, or to us. And the first thing that they do is they check and see if the frog has given the secretion already. So this is important because the biggest practice with Kambo or sapo is that we need to protect the frog, respect the spirit of the frog, and always respect their wishes, number one. And this is what I do even when before I serve someone. I always connect with the frog and say, should I serve this person before I even get into let's go and sit together, let's do, the form together, or the application process, because I want to make sure that the frog, it is this aligned divine timing. And sometimes it's not right now, sometimes it is, it depends. So the frog comes, and then they use this very thin, gentle string to connect the frog on 2 bamboo sticks. So they'll be sprawled out, and they basically gently tie them, and they tickle their little nose. They tickle their nose, and they do this cute little face, and the secretion is on their back. They take a bamboo stick and they gently remove the secretion and just put it on this bamboo stick. It then dries, and that is what is received to us for us to use for the ceremony. So my sticks, my medicine comes directly from the mates. It is very deep. It's not, I get my medicine. It's important for me to support back to the communities, the indigenous communities. It's so important to me to respect that, and I just like that tradition personally. I know some people get them online. That's their decision, but for me as a practitioner, that is the way that I do it. And basically, as far as the application process goes, so Kambo is a detoxification medicine that helps release any toxins from the body. So any emotional, physical manifestations in the body, it helps releases it. And when we look at Kambo, what it does is we're basically going through, and how it is applied is through superficial burns on the skin. So you will see on my arm here, I don't know if you guys can see, but this is my warrior initiation. So this is what it looks like. And then I put some either C60 or I put some dragon's blood on top. So this is kind of what it looks like. It's just a superficial burn with tamashi vine, which is a vine from the tree in the jungle that they use to burn just gently, and it's just a little artificial through the lymphatic skin. And then what happens is through the secretion, which is then wet, you put it on these gates, which gates are what we call them. They're open, and then we put them on there, and usually it takes anywhere from 60 to 90 seconds for the medicine to start to move through the body. Now, Kambo helps create more peptides in your body. Peptides are used for your immune system. They basically are the organism in the body to help, balance the body. Every organ has its own function, and the peptides communicate with each other, and they cleanse the body. They detoxify the body. So when we're going through a lot of emotional releases, or we have diseases or any manifestations, usually peptides can be a really great adding that can help and support the whole biosystem, the whole body. So once that goes through on, usually you have anywhere from 9 to 15 minutes that you're going through the experience. This is where you detoxify. So you may feel hot, you may feel cold, you may feel heart palpitations, you may actually cry, you may scream, you may sound, you may purge. A lot of people know the purge, that you can actually physically purge both ways, one way and the other way, not just, one way. And sometimes you don't purge. It depends also on the method, which for me, I am certified in 4 methods. So the Kachinawa, the Kambo method, the sapo method, and also the blended method. So all these methods are the different methods that I am certified in. And depending on the intention that I sit with someone, they will do a certain method. It's not the same for every person, which is interesting. And that's why I really love this practice. And the way I was learned is really, it opens up the door for more people to sit with Kambo, as opposed to other ways I've seen or other teachers who teach maybe one method, and then it might not necessarily suffice for everyone, right? So for me, when I was going through my training, I was healing an ulcer, and there was one method, like the Kachinawa, which is from Brazil, and that method helped me with my ulcer. And I'm so grateful for it, because if I didn't have it, I don't think I would be able to heal my ulcer. And I was going through so much. I tried medication, everything, and Kambo was what helped me. Again, I'm only talking from my experience. I'm not a doctor. This is just my experience. I want to share that. So that's kind of how Kambo works. And then once you're done with the medicine, it's then removed, wiped off the gates, and you kind of just go through this meditative state. At this point, you can be served 2 things. So the other medicine that you can be served is, some people like to serve with Kambo, sananga and rape. So rape is usually at the end, or nunu, which I am specifically initiated for nunu. This is not something that you can serve. You are served by someone who's initiated. It is a beautiful medicine that is a heart opener. It's euphoric. It also is a purgatory. It can help people purge if they feel like they can't release what's coming up. It's great to letting go pana, which pana is negative energy, any energy that's in your body, to release it. And it has the inside of cacao, the cacao branches, mapacho, and a secret ingredient that only the Matses know. I don't even know what this ingredient is. And I get this directly from the Matses. So this is usually sent at the end, and it really helps, just, integrates everything. You might get downloads or receive messages from spirit, your higher self. You might just really come to this space of rest and grounding the body. It can also be used during the ceremony if someone is holding in a purge and they need to release and need that extra support. The other thing is sananga. Sananga, I've talked about. I have a video on sananga. I'm going to do another video on it soon. And sananga are these eye drops. They basically feel like pepper going into the eyes. If you want to learn more about it, you can check out that video, but that's usually used at the beginning to help people ground in a meditative state. Some traditions use it at the end. It just depends on what type of tradition or way that the ceremony is being held. And, the group as well, if you're doing it in a group, or the person, if you're doing it one-on-one. So that's Kambo. I want to now talk about what are the benefits of Kambo, sapo, and how it can be beneficial for someone. So for me, I'm going to talk about my experience and then go into more benefits. It has helped me with depression. It has helped me with anxiety. It has helped me with constant addiction to food. When I am in a space where I'm in balance, I eat so much to a point where it's addictive, and I'm allowing myself to feed a void of an emotion that I don't want to see. So Kambo's been able to help me release that and sit with it more, and also feel more released and just release it through the medicine. Endometriosis, my moon cycle has been night and day since working with Kambo. When I first started Kambo, I would have blood clots all the time. I would have to rely on medication for the first 3 days on naproxen, and now I might use it once on the first day. And I usually, sometimes there's bleeds where I don't use it at all. I've been able to have a more frequent period now, moon cycle. So my period comes when it's supposed to. I use this app called Flow. That's amazing for tracking your period. If you want to sponsor or be in this video, let me know. But I've used it all my time. It's such a good app, Flow. And I used to even just use my calendar on my Google and use that instead. But it's really, really awesome. So that's helped me with that. It's helped me with PTSD, which is a really big benefit. So a lot of people who've experienced PTSD or are struggling with it, I used to go to bed shaking, literally shaking, because I was so shocked and so terrified, and Kambo helped release those shakes, those traumas in my body, my nervous system, and allow me to release it. So that's kind of how Kambo has helped me. It's also helped me open my gifts. So my vessel, my physical human vessel can be helpful. And I think that's a huge benefit with Kambo is a lot of us in our spiritual journey, as Kambo is very spirit-based, it originally was used for hunters. So hunters would use it before they would go out and hunt. And it was a way that they can connect and actually mask their scent with nature so they can be able to hunt better and have better eyesight in the night. I remember the first time I did Kambo, I could see things in the dark so easily when I did my ceremonies and my initiation, because I was using Kambo so much that I was like, I can see things. I was so attuned. I could hear things. All of my senses were open and I just allowed it to come through, which was so beautiful. So that was really beneficial. The biggest thing that I've seen with Kambo is it's amazing for immune system. Endometriosis is an autoimmune. And that was the biggest thing that attracted me. It helps with fertility. It helps with just connecting with your moon cycle. If you've had a big painful moon cycle or hemorrhoids, it's very helpful for that. Any autoimmune immune issue, it's great for mental health, so anxiety, depression. It adds peptides into the body, so anywhere where you need more peptides, it will add that to the body. The research and the information of the frog is getting more and more advanced. They're saying, and I think in a spirit world way, in a spirit meaning, the frog is becoming stronger because more and more at this time, I think more people need this medicine. And I'm so grateful. Again, I'm so honored. I'm so humbled to be a carrier of Kambo and to share this medicine with people. And it's finding and allowing us to connect with our bodies again, to connect with our spirit again, to connect with our being again in a way that we've never been able to connect before. This is really great for RA, which is retroarthritis, I think it's called. I can't pronounce it. So it can affect the muscles of the body and the bones. I actually had training with a sister. She's now a practitioner where her hands were like this. And by the end of the training, day 4, they went back like this. We were all crying. It was a miracle. So I can't, like, I saw it, like I've seen it. It has impacted so many people. The last few things of how Kambo can support you is emotionally and spiritually. I have released a lot of karmic ties, a lot of spiritual releases and blocks through Kambo. It can help emotionally too, whether that is, the emotion that you are feeling shame or guilt or feeling like unwanting to be in your body. If you're someone who likes to escape your body a lot in the spiritual journey, Kambo will support you, and I would suggest it, because escapism is what Kambo's like. You got to sit with it, you got to feel into it, and the way out is through. So it's such a beautiful medicine for that. The Kambo medicine, I wouldn't say it's masculine or feminine. It really depends on the frog as well and what the spirit is. It's neutral. And a lot of people will say otherwise, but for me, it is said to be masculine energy. But when I've worked with it, it is neutral. It works with people just depending on what you need to balance in your body. And the beautiful thing too is Kambo works through the meridians. So we can put points and gates where we can unlock certain energy through those meridians. So your heart chakra, your immune system, your throat chakra, addiction point, there's different meridians. So I do work with that as well when I do a practice with people. So that's a bit more about Kambo and how it's supportive, how it can really change my life. I'm so honored again to be a Kambo practitioner. If you'd like to sit with me in ceremony, let me know either via Instagram or email me through my website. And if you have any questions, is Kambo for me? Most likely it is, but if you want to reach out and ask a question, or you're like, Shika, this is what's going on with me physically or emotionally, and I'd like to have a ceremony with you, let me know. I do offer Kambo in my retreats, and I also am willing to support you, and access to go to you if you need to and you feel called to sit with me, and I go over that as well. So yeah, I'm really grateful. I'm honored. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, put notification bells. Let me know why you came to this Kambo video, what resonated with you. And if you have any other questions about Kambo, maybe I'll do a Q&A about Kambo video after as well. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.